Hello everyone, and welcome to my EastEnders Soap Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. As their turbulent relationship drags on, Cindy Beale and Junior Knight of EastEnders are about to encounter another challenge. Although they had shared a bed earlier in the year, the two have started a serious relationship behind Ian's back in the last few weeks. Cindy will take extreme measures this week, elevating Bobby to the position of manager of Beale's Eels so he can oversee the store while she leaves to spend some valuable time with Junior. Bobby will have to make a narrow escape because Cindy and Junior are going upstairs when he gets home, but the couple will now have to deal with additional difficulties. Peter is irritated to learn the next week that Bobby, his younger brother, was given a promotion to manager at Beale's Eels instead of him. Cindy wouldn't give Bobby a favor without a reason, so Lauren is skeptical and believes there must be more to Cindy's actions. After Lucy's murder, Cindy is certainly not one of Bobby's biggest fans. Peter thinks that their family troubles are the reason behind Bobby's advancement, but this couldn't be further from the reality. In an attempt to keep Peter out of the way, Junior offers Peter a job on his new contract after overhearing Peter, Gina, and Lauren gossiping about Cindy. But Cindy is upset to learn that Peter will be working for Junior, so this doesn't sit well with her. Instead, she chooses to offer him the position of manager at Beale's Eels, glad to demote Bobby, who is finding it difficult in the position. When she realizes that this scheme would fail, she demands that Junior not hire Peter, but he declines to revoke his job offer. When Lauren questions Cindy about her resolve to stop Peter from working with Junior, Cindy lies to hide her tracks and discredits her hidden lover. Later on, Cindy receives an invitation from Junior to come over for a late-night glass of wine, so she gets ready and creates an excuse to go. However, Junior receives a visit from Gina, Cindy's daughter and Junior's half-sister, before Cindy gets there. This week, Johnny informs Gina that he believes Gina is too responsible for Linda's hospitalization. After he instructs her to move out, Gina approaches Junior to see if she can move in. This request throws Junior off, and he rejects Gina out of fear that Cindy will show up shortly. In the most recent episode of EastEnders, Cindy Beale, Michelle Collins, found an unexpected source of solace after her ex-husband George Knight, Colin Salmon, rejected her. This was the step-mother of all twists. Cindy screamed at partner Ian Beale, Adam Woodyard, during a heated exchange with George, and then she asked if they could spend a movie night with their children Gina, Francesca Henry, and Anna, Molly Rainford. When George accepted, Elaine Peacock, Harriet Thorpe, his intermittent fiancée, provided the Vic as a base. While this was going on, his son Junior, Micah Balfour, kept an eye on his father, having seen the intimate conversations between George and Cindy. Ian asked Cindy if he could prepare her a romantic dinner as a way of making up for his lack of sympathy over Anna's ordeal of being mugged, but Cindy was unsure about it. Cindy got all dolled up and went to see George, who was cooking up a storm at Phil Mitchell's, Steve McFadden, residence, totally unconcerned about Ian. In an attempt to win George back, Cindy pleaded for them to reconcile and expressed her love for him. Elaine came to meet George as a firm, but at the same time, Anna persuaded her to forgive him for his kiss with Cindy. After George rejected Cindy, he was able to get her to leave the house. After that, George admitted to Elaine that he had started the kiss with Cindy, but it had strengthened his belief that he was just after Elaine. As George requested for another chance, she grinned. Meanwhile, outside, a disappointed Cindy ran into a worried Junior. As she attempted to drown her sorrows by confiding in Junior about his father's actions, he followed her into Beale's Eels. We were all caught off guard by what happened next, as Junior lavished Cindy with affection and playful repartee before they shared a kiss. Before hanging up the phone and getting intimate with Junior on the kitchen floor, Cindy answered a call from Ian, who was waiting for her with dinner. In EastEnders, Cindy Beale has begun her most recent relationship in earnest. Following the shocking return of Jane Beale, Lori Brett, and her confrontation with Cindy, who is now seeing their shared ex-husband Ian Beale, Adam Woodyard. The BBC One soap opera has aired a significant week of drama for the Beale clan. Ian and Cindy made up back in Albert Square as Jane made amends with her son Bobby Beale, Clay Milner Russell, who was subsequently discovered to be back together with Masood Ahmed, Nitin Ganatra. Cindy was obviously disturbed by the presence of her son Peter Beale's, Thomas Law, partner Lauren Branning, Jacqueline Jossa, and her apparent flirtation with junior knight, Micah Balfour, so she was not completely at ease on Thursday. Given that Cindy had a one-night fling with Junior following her earlier ejection by both his father and her other ex-husband, George Knight, Colin Salmon, fans would instantly interpret this as jealousy. Although Cindy cautioned Junior to avoid her family and Lauren, it was evident that Junior still desired Cindy. Ian arranges a Beale family lunch in the Queen Vic because he wants to demonstrate to Cindy what a fresh start he and Cindy are having. However, Peter's reconciliation with Junior interrupts their meal. An additional blemish surfaced when George and his companion Elaine Peacock, Harriet Thorpe, declared to the bar that they had decided on November 24, 2024, as the wedding date. Ian organized a Beale family meal for them to celebrate instead of Cindy, as she was uncomfortable with the reminder of what she had lost. Ian invited Peter, Lauren, and their son Louis Beale, Jake McNally, over. Peter showed Lauren how much he wanted to support her and their son by giving her a leather-bound diary as a gift to celebrate her new job as the group sat down to supper. He could move in with her and Louis, as Lauren was enamored. Cindy, who was a little envious of the romance going on around her, became even more irritated when Ian disclosed that he had combined their calendars in order to monitor one another. Cindy, in a rage, left, saying she was meeting her old friend Geeta Kapoor, Shobhu Kapoor, for a drink. However, at the conclusion of the show, Cindy was spotted waiting for Junior to pick her up in a car down an alleyway. Cindy told Junior that she was in need of a escape, and he was only interested in getting her to want this romance. With a sly smile on her face from the passenger seat, Cindy gave the command to drive and they took off. As Rice Caldwell of EastEnders visited his wife Debbie at the morgue and her parents demanded explanations, he was once again reminded that he had killed her. Johnny Freeman's character Rice Caldwell from EastEnders, who visited his murdered wife at the morgue on Monday, July 29, was featured in more graphic scenes. Last week, in a startling change of events, Rice drowned his unconscious wife Debbie, played by Jenny Meyer, in a nursing home while he struggled to pay her medical costs and growing debt. After a stroke that left Debbie in a coma for some time, Rice turned to murder to ease his financial burden, especially since he and Sonia are expecting their first child together. But on his most recent journey to Walford, which you can see ahead of time on iPlayer, Rice ran across Debbie's parents, who weren't convinced that her death was a natural one. According to the Daily Star, the accountant's day started when Phil Mitchell, played by Steve McFadden, confronted him about receiving a return on his £13,500 investment. Pretending to be grieving, Rice told the neighborhood tough guy that his wife's passing had left him unable to talk business, but Phil ignored him. After arriving back home, Rice was questioned by Natalie Cassidy's character, Sonia Fowler, regarding Phil's demands. Rice tried to conceal his most recent scam at first, but he eventually admitted to taking Phil's money. When the police showed up later, they told him Debbie's post-mortem was over and he could come see her while he waited for the results. Rice and Sonia unexpectedly run across Debbie's parents, Brenda and Hugh Collins, played by Michael Burton Shaw and Nicola McAuliffe, when visiting the care facility. Rice, a widower, now has a lot of explaining to do. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.